your time should be forfeited. Your position should be forfeited. By your actions, you forfeited your right to preside over this meeting.
Please have it in the room. That's not okay. Room. Thank you.
Shame on you.
All right, guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull reporting here, and we have such unbelievable First Amendment breaking news coming straight out of Edison Township, New Jersey. This is a terrible situation. You are about to watch a man have his First Amendment civil rights trampled on by police officers and the town council. Perhaps you have seen this clip on the news. It is sort of all over the place on the internet, on TV, but if you haven't, we're going to play it for you straight ahead. So what you're about to witness is this public commenter redress his grievances, give feedback on a proposed rule for the town that essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to prohibit people from providing public comment if they're wearing a costume or if they are wearing a mask or if they're wearing some sort of attire that they disagree with. They essentially want to have that person not be able to provide feedback. Now, guys, this township is well known, has a long established history of violating people's First Amendment civil rights. We have actually done stories on Edison Township before, New Jersey. This place needs to be cleaned up, and you're about to watch law enforcement officers who should be standing up for these guys, who should be telling this board, this council, that we are not going to violate people's First Amendment rights. But no, what they're doing is essentially at the beck and call of unlawful orders by these council members. It's terrible. I think in this situation, they have now subjected themselves to a federal First Amendment rights, civil rights, lawsuit. Terrible situation. They're a repeated offender of the First Amendment. Check out this situation right now. Again, you are about to see a man removed from this public building while he's giving a public comment for simply waving an American flag. And the point that he was trying to making was that they're violating the First Amendment right to the United States Constitution. It was great symbolism, and he was ejected for it. Not just had his time cut off, but ejected from the building for it. It was terrible. Check it out right now.
Joel Bassoff, 17 Beach Lane.
Your witness.
So if the council adopts ordinance 2239 attempting to control decorum, the council will have adopted an unconstitutional ordinance. Your effort to ban costumes, non-medical masks, and props violates the free speech guarantee of the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The public knows why you're trying to ban the masks, costumes,
Can I clarify that statement, legal?
No, it's his time.
It is.
Well, don't take my time for it.
Okay.
Right. The public knows why you're trying to ban masks, costumes, and props, even though it's unconstitutional to do that. At previous meetings, members of the public mocked the council by showing up with masks, costumes, and props. You don't like being embarrassed, so you're trying to ban the people who humiliate you. But the best way to avoid humiliation is to stop doing stupid things like trying to clamp down on constitutionally protected symbolic speech. The more you try to suppress constitutional rights to free speech, the more vigorously the public is going to fight back. And if you get sued, you will lose. Now, you adopted an ordinance to cut public speakers back from 6 minutes to 4 minutes. That means to get our ideas across, we're going to have to speak at least 33% more efficiently. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So to illustrate why this ordinance 2239 is wrong, I'm holding up an American flag to represent the constitutional values that we should be loyal to.
I'm going to give you a warning, and if you continue, I will have to forfeit. You'll have to forfeit your time.
Well,
Sir, you're forfeiting your time.
It's my constitution. It's my constitutional right to do this.
You didn't
If you get sued, you will lose. My suggestion to you is that you get a second opinion from competent counsel because you are wrong. You are interfering with the meeting by interfering with the right to speech of a member of the public. You're preventing free speech, and it should stop now. I'd like to continue.
They didn't pass the law yet.
This is an arbitrary,
If he doesn't sit down,
this is an arbitrary condition
his time is
and it
forfeited.
violates the law. Your time should be forfeited. Your position should be forfeited. By your actions, you forfeited your right to preside over this meeting.
Please have it in the room. Okay, room. Thank you.
Shame on you.
Officers, you can have him in the room.
No, my time's forfeited. I'll sit
Mr.
back.
Bassoff, you continued after your time was forfeited, you continued after the officers told you to sit down, you continued after the council president repeatedly asked you to stop. You've now been asked to be removed from the chambers. So,
There's no reason to remove me from the chambers because I am not interfering with the
clearly
quorum.
chosen to
I'm ready.
violate the rules of the
Excuse
quorum
me.
of the chamber,
Excuse
sir.
me. I'm ready to sit here quietly, and I will not interfere with your decorum. So I have a right to be here.
Recess. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. This council meeting has been recessed for 5 minutes. We'll be back at 7:04.
Are you ejecting him from the meeting? Officers, are you ejecting him from the meeting?
Mr. Josh was saying right there, there will be officers.
Yeah, but I want grants.
It's just making people more agitated, more determined to do something. So
Why are you making him leave the building?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why do I have to leave the building? I'm not trespassing.
Council president's not in charge of the rest of the building.
Unless you're in the meeting. There's no business inside the building at this point. The building's closed.
the notice on the site plan of the
Council president doesn't run the building. Council president's not in charge of the building.
buying that. Not a single person.
You should check with the business administrator because she's in charge of the facilities.
Which is another insult.
I interrupted the meeting. Can we just go off to the side?
Let it go. Give people their time. Let them rebut.
Chief,
Whatever they want to wear.
Chief, a resident wants to speak to you.
Move on. It is a waste of taxpayer time. It is a waste of your time.
Yeah, but you have to follow constitutional rules. I can't be. I don't have a quorum. Right, but I'm not violating. I don't want to separate you. But I'm not violating the rules of the quorum.
We made a determination before, so if it wasn't you, it was somebody else. You have to follow through.
You have to, but you have to give them a warning. You didn't give a
He
warning.
did, he did.
Right, and I sat down. Listen, he gave a warning and I sat down.
No, he said he wanted you removed. We're in a tough position.
Well, he wanted that, but he didn't have the right to want that. He's exceeding the bounds of his authority and he's putting you in a very.
He's putting all of us in all of us.
Yeah.
Because you know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to sit with you.
No, I understand.
Why don't we bring her out?
All right, bring her out.
Council meeting?
Yeah. Just come somewhere and get my stuff.
America the Beautiful, we still have a right to speak, and no one should silence us or tell us how long we can talk. And I know one thing, I respect this flag. Many people died for this flag, for this country, and I gotta say one more thing.
will have to give you
Last
one
election, you saw what happened.
Sir.
Don't think you can't all be replaced,
Sir.
because when the next election comes,
We put it
you'll be out. Thank you.